Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is quite an exceptional day. Major news outlets are reporting on the final verdict on the case that pitted Mahindra Automotive North America and Stellantis, which previously was Fiat Chrysler Automobile. So these companies, the one based, I think, Stellantis is based out of, is it Denmark or Belgium? I'm not really sure. And Mahindra, which is based out of India, actually duking it out for a share of the the US market. So everything started out in 2018 when Mahindra brought to the United States a stripped down version of the Mahindra Thar, and this was supposed to be used as an off-road vehicle, basically a side-by-side. It was really stripped down. It was bare bones. It didn't come with airbags. It didn't come with indicator lights. So it was just a utility vehicle to use around ranches, for off-road activities, mining, and other industrial activities. But it quickly gained a following because it came either with an automatic transmission or a 5-speed manual transmission, which enthusiasts have been asking for many years, for a modern, simple, turbo diesel powered stick shift, off-road vehicle. And it wasn't really offered. There was none such vehicles on offer in the US market. Mahindra filled that gap. So the Roxor got a small but very loyal following in the United States. Some companies actually stuck their necks out, invested lots of money to do some R&D, and for example, you have DFK hard cabs that came with hard cabs that could be used on the Roxor in very cold and inclement weather. You also had other companies like Diesel Freaks that took hours and hours, risking their Roxor. They actually bought an example to do some R&D. That way they could come up with ways to actually improve the power in case you had equipment to haul around your farm. So these companies, they did not give up on Mahindra. They did not give up on the concept, and they took it from where the initial Roxor team, handed over. And the current team also hasn't given up. They are relentless. The market really wants something simple like the Roxor, and true enough, mining operations, farmers, ranchers, they have found the Roxor to be the ideal vehicle. Simple, durable, rugged, and that's what they need. So let's go back to the lawsuit. Initially, Stellantis sued Mahindra, saying that the Roxor infringed on a slew of their patents. For example, they said the sides were flat, and then the rear was about the same height as the hood. That could describe any number of vehicles out there. So the court initially put an injunction for Mahindra to stop selling the Roxor in the United States. Just for those who are not aware, the Roxor initially came as CKD, that's complete knockdown kit, and then they got assembled in Michigan in the United States. And then increasingly there are parts on the Roxor that are sourced from right here in the United States. Initially, a lot of the parts were from India, but progressively, like the newer versions of the Roxor, you can tell that many of the parts and brackets used on the vehicle are manufactured locally here in the United States. So after the injunction, the court basically said that nope, the Mahindra is not infringing on Stellantis's copyright, but there's a trait dress which could easily get somebody looking at the Roxor to think that it is a Jeep CJ or other variants thereof. So Mahindra went back to work, and I will tell you guys, I mean, these guys can spin on a dime. They went back, did some engineering, made the changes as recommended, so the Roxor looks nothing like anything out there. and came back to the court, and now that satisfies the trade dress requirement. So the court, after looking at the 2020 plus Mahindra Roxors, agreed that the Roxor no longer looks anywhere or anything close to a Jeep. Somebody looking at a 2020 plus Roxor and a Jeep CJ, which of course is no longer in production, could not confuse the two. They look like two very different vehicles. So the news dropped, I think, today, because some of the articles I'm seeing, like the one from Moto Trend, is from about 7 hours ago, and this is about close to 10 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's what the final verdict was. The case has been thrown out, the appeal concerning the trade dress, and the court has given a final ruling that the Mahindra Roxor does not infringe on that one remaining sticking point, which was that the Roxor infringes on the trade dress of the Stellantis brand product. And so now basically what that means for us laymen, and I'm sure if I'm mistaken, somebody could jump in, chime in, correct me, but what that basically means is that the Roxor can now be sold, and accessories of the Roxor can now be imported and sold in the United States, because the Roxor doesn't infringe on any trademarks or trade dress intellectual property. So that's the big news concerning the Mahindra Roxor. For developers who have been sitting on the fence, this will be your signal that you can go ahead, take the Roxor seriously. It's a product that's going to be around for a long time. With each passing day, more and more people are discovering what it is. And most people, the first thing they say is they're surprised. Oh, that thing is diesel? They think always that it's an old CJ that has been restored. But when you tell them that it's they can buy one brand new, most people are surprised. So now the Roxor has gone through so many changes. It's almost like an insect undergoing metamorphosis. Looking at the latest Roxor, the 2023 or the Roxor HD UV, you would be hard pressed to imagine that just a few years ago, 2018 in March, when it got released, it looked so different. For the new Roxor, I did just a short video. You guys can take a look at it. I think it should be under my shorts. And the tail lights have changed. They're now LED. The suspension system has been beefed up with a corresponding increase in the payload of the vehicle and also the towing capacity. Right now, the Roxor comes with the HDUV version, comes with a very, very potent tractor engine, which means that you will be getting lots and lots of torque to pull all your farm and industrial equipment. Furthermore, if you look at some of the shots I posted, you can see that some of the components are very accessible right now. I'm thinking of things like the turbo, which is like really, really, really accessible, and it just makes for a better ownership experience and also for maintenance. That way people can keep up with their maintenance, be it in the heat or in the cold. Other things, you have a new gauge cluster, which is digital. If you remember the old CJs, they had this type of gauge cluster, which I have on my Roxor here, the round one. And I think those are some of the things that have changed. Also, you have a hood latch now, which comes with the Roxor HD UV. The 2018 I have doesn't have the hood latch mechanism. Of course, it's something I'm thinking of implementing sometime down the road. It wouldn't be long. Oh, I think there's already been a case where somebody was driving down the road with their Roxor, and then the hood, got picked up by the wind and it smashed on the front of the vehicle. I don't want that happening to me, because what holds the hood down right now are just those two, weak latches. There's supposed to be a mechanical latch that is giving, that comes with the Roxor in India, but it just wasn't implemented here in the United States because the Roxor was never meant to go anywhere close or beyond 55 miles an hour. So that will be a big safety retrofit in case we can start ordering those parts now in the United States. So big day for Roxor. I think it's a big win for the community. We need more choices, and one thing I've noticed with the Roxor is that it's actually engineered to last compared to many other products that you find on the market now, which have inbuilt you know parts that they make sure that is going to break at some point or after so many cycles. That way they can keep selling newer products, and that way your pocket gets emptied slowly over time. So yeah, the Roxor it's back, and it's going strong. So I think that this is going to really help because Mahindra now, they don't have any restrictions, so they will feel free to actually go ahead and advertise in trade papers, Motor Trend, get some of the bigger YouTube channels to talk about the Roxor, like the TFL guys. They did one a long time ago where they compared the Mahindra Roxor to other side-by-sides. So that's what I had to share with you guys today. It's big news. We will be looking out for what comes next because literally it means that we can start getting parts once more, hopefully, and more and more people can get the Roxor. That way the community can grow. And I just also have to put a special word for those guys who stuck with the Roxor, developing parts, keeping us going. Big shout out to all those guys who took their time and financial resources to bet that the Roxor will be a winner. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.